Hey, welcome to Everyday Reviews. Hey, today we're visiting an old friend. We're going on a road trip, and the old friend I'm talking about is the Mitsubishi Outlander. We have spent extensive time in an extended test drive on the Outlander and the Outlander PHEV. Make sure to watch those videos. We're heading over to Vancouver Island with it. We've loaded up the back with a whole bunch of camera gear. And yeah, so we're gonna get over there by BC Ferries. And I gotta say, the views are spectacular. If you've never been to the West Coast or been on a BC ferry, it's probably like the cheapest cruise that you can do for a tourist, and the views are spectacular. Sometimes you even see like orcas and things like that while you're sailing, but yeah, it's a nice day to sail. This latest generation has proven to be, once again, very popular. Now for 2025 though, they have actually done some revamping on this, and the main thing that they've done is they've listened to the customer. So there are some changes on the outside. Front end has changed, the grille has been smoothed out. The grille actually is not part of the hood anymore. That's what it used to be when you lifted it up. As well, they've actually change the design of the hood and the materials. It used to be aluminum, now it's all steel, as well as the fenders, and some people had some issue with that in the previous model, because I guess there was some fluttering that people had because it was so light. So it's gotten a lot more substantial now, so that should take care of anyone that had that issue. In the rear, you'll see you get the full standard LED tail lamps are smoked, and yeah, I think this is a good looking vehicle. I thought so when it first came out, and I think they've done a really good job. They've also introduced new wheels. I love these 20-inch wheels. They have this nice flush polished look on them. We are in the GT right now. There's only one trim higher than this, and that's the GT Premium. So standard, you get 18-inch wheels on the Outlander. Probably the most noticeable for changes happens on the inside here. So starting on the seats, what we're sitting on right now, we have the quilted leather seats in the GT right here. So the quilting is different now. If you go to the GT Premium, you get the semi-aniline leather. But one thing people called for on the last version, and I drove the last version in some real hot weather, and we had a heat spell, and yeah, it was missing ventilated seats, and you couldn't get it. It wasn't an option. Guess what? They've added ventilation on these seats. Also, another thing people wanted, I definitely wanted, there was no HomeLink, so to program your garage door into your mirror or a button, there was none there. You could actually do it through an app, but it still wasn't as convenient. Mitsubishi listened. We actually have HomeLink buttons underneath the mirror here. So that's a really nice touch. Now, if you go into the GT Premium, it's about $1,000 more than this GT, and the difference that you're going to see on that one is you're going to get the semi-aniline leather seats, you get a massage feature on there, and you get a digital rear view mirror, which we don't have on this one right here. One thing that you will notice over the previous model is the size of the infotainment screen. They've increased it now to 12.3 inches, and that's standard across the board regardless of what trim level that you get. You'd also get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And what I like, what Mitsubishi has done in their packaging is they have included the 360 camera on models less than the top trim, and I love that. There's so many manufacturers out there that just make it that you have to buy the top trim to get the 360 camera, and just like the previous version, I love that they actually have that dedicated camera button. There's no fiddling around. If you're parking in a tight spot or you want to look at your front wheels really quick to see where the curb is, just hit that button and it just comes up right away. So easy to use, really. You don't have to swipe around the screen or anything like that. Also, you do still get a head-up display on this GT trim here. They've changed the middle console here. We also get wireless charging, 3 USBs up front, and they are USB-Cs, 2 right by the wireless charging and 1 in the middle compartment. And this middle area has been changed, as well as the cup holders. There's even an opening between the cup holders, so if you wanted to put something larger like a tablet or something, you could actually stand that up right there as well. Look over here, you'll see some new speaker grills. We have Yamaha premium audio system now, and it comes standard, but depending on what trim you get, it may have more speakers, like this one, which has 12 speakers and 2 amplifiers on here. It sounds quite good. You know, it's sound is subjective for sure, but yeah, so very, very comfortable drive, just like it was before. We have the big panel roof. Room for up to 7 passengers. Yeah, remember we do have a 3rd row in this compact SUV, and that is a welcome thing for people that want to use it once in a while in a pinch. It's not massive, but at least it does have one. And when you don't use it, fold it down, a lot more room. So as you can see, I've loaded it up with a whole bunch of camera gear. It just gobbled everything up there. And yeah, so the interior space is no different than what it was before, but the design has changed. Now we're in the gas only version. As you know, there is a PHEV or plug-in hybrid version. The powertrain has remained the same, which is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, puts out 181 horsepower, and that's matched to a CVT or continuously variable transmission. We have talked a lot about this power plant in the past. I would say you know, if you want to get the most out of it, we do have numerous drive modes. But I would actually go into tarmac, which is kind of like a kind of a sport mode in a way. It just gives you a little bit quicker throttle response that I find. And if you really need to kind of get up and going quickly, I would recommend using that. Otherwise, it could be a little bit on the sluggish side right off the start. But once you get going, no issue at all. We also have other off-road terrain modes as well, because this does come standard with super all-wheel control, standard across the board as well. One thing that Mitsubishi has also changed is they've changed the suspension a little bit. The geometry is being tweaked, and in the past, there was a little bit of a dead area in the center for the steering, and that's been eliminated now. Once again, Mitsubishi listened, and they have addressed everything that anyone had any comments about, and it's all been done. So what's it going to cost to get into a new Outlander? Well, the base starts at 35,000 Canadian dollars. If you go up 1 trim level to 38,000, you're going to get, you know, a lot of features, including the hands-free power liftgate that comes with that. And the very top trim, which is the GT Premium, is going to run you $47,000. If you think about it, there's a lot of value here. You're getting a compact SUV with 3 rows of capability, right? You get the big screen, and depending on what trim you get, a lot of premium features, from the heated steering wheel, the heated and ventilated seats now, semi-aniline leather, the power, memory seats, Yamaha premium audio system, the big panel roof, digital mirror, head-up display, you name it, this thing is loaded. And I can see why a lot of people gravitate toward the Outlander, with a super long warranty. It just has a lot of bang for the buck, and it's really, really comfy. Oh, I should mention, they have also improved the interior sound, so 6 decibels quieter on the inside now over the last version. All right, once again, if you haven't watched our previous videos on the new Outlander as well as the PHEV, I'll leave a link in the video description. Make sure to watch it. We go into a lot deeper depth of this next generation Outlander. So let me know, what do you think? Do you like the Outlander? Leave a comment below. Hope to see you on the next Everyday Review. Ciao. Like always, if you enjoyed this video or any content on the channel, I have a lot of videos, and not just automotive. We have tech, outdoor equipment, including robotic lawnmowers and snow blowers, and even travel, so something for everyone. I would really appreciate if you hit that like and subscribe button. It's completely free, and it allows me to continue creating more content like this for you. Hope to see you on the next video. Bye.